Today we're going to be talking about organelles, the organs that run cells. Everything has cells. Dogs have cells, I have cells, you have cells. Everything has cells, and they all work together to run you. But what works together to run cells? And the answer is organelles. I want to get started with talking about the cell membrane. The cell membrane is basically the border security. It does this by having a double layer of phospholipids. The phospholipids only let some things in and only some things out. This helps keep away foreign invaders. It also helps maintain a little bit of support due to the fact because if the cell membrane wasn't there, all the organelles would just float into space. And so that's the cell membrane. Cytoplasm is a clear, jelly-like material that all of the organelles float in. It also contains cytoskeleton fibers. The cytoplasm's uses are basically support, and it just kind of gives the organelles a comfortable place to float. Cytoskeleton are little itty-bitty fibers that are like the skeleton for the cell. It helps maintain shape and strength so that when the cell just bumps up against things, it doesn't flatten like a pizza crust. It helps support and protect various parts of the cell, and it's basically like the skeleton, or endoplasmic reticulum, are tubes that help carry materials throughout the cell. There are two different types of ER, the rough and the smooth. The rough ER basically looks bumpy because it has a bunch of ribosomes attached to it. Well, the smooth ER helps store things like ions and enzymes to help create lipids. Ribosomes are basically like the factories for proteins. They're either free, floating around the cell, or attached to the rough ER. Golgi apparatus, or Golgi body, looks like a bunch of flattened sacks stacked on top of each other. The Golgi apparatus helps modify proteins as well as package proteins up and send them either to inside the cell or even out of the cell to other cells. And that's the Golgi apparatus. Mitochondria are my favorite out of the organelles that we'll be covering today. They're basically like peanut-shaped power plants. They break down glucose, which is basically sugar, into energy and help power the cell. And that's my favorite organelle, the mitochondria. Vacuoles are small storage cells. There are many of them in eukaryotic and only one in plant cells, one big one in plant cells. And what they are, they basically store food, water, and other things such as toxic waste. These are the last organelle that we'll be covering today. We'll dig into the nuclei a little bit later in a different video, but now we'll just talk about the lysosomes. The lysosomes help break down bigger molecules into smaller molecules, as well as they eat dead or run down cell parts. So like if something dies, they'll eat that, and they'll digest it. So they're basically like the digestive system of the cell. And to conclude this, thank you for watching my organelle video. Stay tuned, and we'll cover the nuclei, and we'll dig a little bit deeper on why you have blue eyes or red hair or a purple face.